Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Leslie Williams. It really, really is. I wouldn't lie to you. I really wouldn't. Alright, hold on a second, because I'm getting ready. This is a comedy video, baby cake. That's right. In comedy videos, you know that they're designed to make you laugh. And the extreme measures I will go to in order to put a smile on that sweet precious face of yours. That's right, baby cakes. Now, hold on a second. It appears that I'm going to have to do a little bit of finagling in order to pop this video kind of a little better. Hold on. Alright, there we go. That should be pretty good. Pretty good. What's happening? My name is Leslie Williams. It really, really is. I'm in San Diego County, San Diego, California. In other words, I'm not in Chula Vista. I'm not in Santa Cruz. I'm not in Coronado. I'm literally in San Diego. Now, this is going to be what is known as a comedy video. Comedy videos are designed in order to put a smile on your face. As a result of me acting as goofy, silly, and comical as humanly possible. Now, I got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos online right now, and 99.9125% of them are dedicated to me exposing the factual realities concerning the fact that I am a target of what is known as overnight stalking. But the rest of the videos are comedy videos. And the reason why I make my comedy videos are for three. To make the general public laugh, that's right, baby cakes, to make my fellow targeted individuals laugh, and to make me laugh as a result of me watching the comedy videos after I make them. And then I'll watch them periodically when I'm on the internet. And so it's my intention when I make comical videos for me to step outside of my everyday. It's kind of like, you know how, like, let me just wipe my face really fast because I just got back home. And I'm hiking in California. I'm saving for a mobile home. If you watch enough of my videos, you'll know that I'd say at least 90% of all targeted individuals are made homeless by the perpetrators who are perpetrating the organized stalking, gang stalking expedition of them. That's right. And in your first day of research, you will come to understand that that is a factual reality in reference to that being one of their methodologies. Now, getting back to the comical aspect of this particular video. And since I literally just got here. I literally just got inside my tent and took my shoes off, and I thought to myself, I better make a comedy video before it gets dark, because it's getting dark now at 5 o'clock in San Diego because it's the winter. And I gotta tell you, I will say one thing about California and San Diego. It's got the most beautiful weather that your mind can conceive. Flat out. Hold on. The weather is usually perfect. Not too hot, not too cold. On rare occasions, it does get a little hot. Okay, but at least it's not a sticky, crazy, humid heat like in the other states. Alright, let me just light up this cigarette real fast, and then I will proceed to the comical moments of this particular video. That's right, baby cakes. Now, excuse my roughness, but when you've been hiking for over 2 years, which I have been, you don't exactly take care of your nails like you normally would if you had a house or an apartment or even a motel room, because you're living a little bit close to Mother Nature, if you know what I mean. So you become, your personality changes a little bit, and you adapt to being a little bit more dirty and grimy than you normally would be. But and then when I make my comical videos, you know how, like, when you have one hat that you wear in certain specific social relationships, like you act certain ways to your boss, you'll act certain ways to your girlfriends, you'll act certain ways to acquaintances, you'll act certain ways to your spouse, your parents, and so on and so forth. Well, basically what I'm trying to say is that we all wear different hats pertaining to the different social aspect of the individual or individuals that we are talking to, because different hats need to be needed for those appropriated relationships. That's right, baby cakes. Now, because each relationship has its own personality. So, when I make my comedy videos, I step outside of my normal, everyday, pretty much prudent, conservative posture And I just act as goofy and as silly and as comically as I can fathom, even going as far as picking my nose, just to make you laugh. That's right, baby cakes, because it's what I do. Alright, hold on, now let me just relax for a second, because I literally just got home. Now, one of the other main reasons why I do make comedy videos is it's in order to, you would not believe how laughter and a sense of humor helps when you're dealing with victimization, and this is the truth, you know, because I've noticed it even. And you would not also believe how, hold on a second. You know, if you decide to, it doesn't mean that if you do it like every day, back to back, or periodically, once you start investigating organized stalking and gang stalking and read what is happening to us targeted individuals, your mouth will drop to the floor, and you will probably end up pissed off. You know, if you have a healthy sense of what's right and wrong and what's normal. Because torture and a bunch of different other types of crimes are connected to these criminal expeditions in reference to what the perpetrators bring about against us targeted individuals. The homelessness and the non-stop harassment we endure on a daily basis is not the only things we endure. Of course not. If it was, I probably would have only had made half of the amount of videos that I've made. So what I'm trying to say is that, you know, I'll be honest with you, every morning I wake up in psychological shock, because I'm waking up in an environment that reminds me every day that I'm a victim of this crime. Just by consciously coming from being asleep to waking up and realizing where I'm at, okay, and how I got here, keeps me in a psychological traumatized effect until I can shake it off. It's in about the first 10 minutes. And then what I do to counter-react the depression and the anxiety and even the tremors at times, because these people are going to eventually escalate their campaign against me. They're going to go after my finances. I have no doubt about it at all, because this is organized crime in the system at the military, federal, state, and local level. And they do, make no mistake about it, sweet peas. I've been gaslighted, which means I've been subjected to organized stalking, gang stalking methods, tactics, okay, inside of 5 different Social Security offices in 2 different states. Now, the only individuals that can solicit that type of harassment for employees to engage in towards me when I go in there is a federal employee who knows I'm going in there. Not no flatfoot cop. Okay. Not unless that flatfoot cop has got connections. Now, because I'm finding out actually that there are some flatfoot cops who might also be undercover FBI agents or working for the federal government or even at the CIA level. That's right. In fact, I'm gonna do some in-depth research into that. A person sent me a comment on one of my YouTube videos stating that, so I wouldn't doubt it. The way they're federalizing and militarizing our police force nowadays. And you know, the thing that cracks me up about the whole damn thing is that we pay for every bit of it. We paid these rapists to rape our lives with our money. Is that like not a mental rape? If that ain't a mental rape, I don't know what is. So anyways, though, let me get back to the comical moments of this video, because it is a comedy video. And if you're interested in watching other comedy videos that I made, all you gotta do is go to YouTube and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Makes a Comedy Video." That's right, baby cakes. And you'll be able to watch them. Now, again, I'm just unwinding. I just got here. Well, let me just finish that statement I was making, so you can see in part how I deal with what I'm experiencing. After I shake off the psychological shock that I wake up in every morning, and I look around me and I think to myself, I got a degree in architectural drafting. I went to school for electrical engineering, computer science, computer networking. I studied the brain extensively for years and years. I'm a relatively smart woman, okay? And for me to know the potential that I have, and then to have every aspect of my life torn down and kept torn down as a result of it being covertly managed for the perpetrators to keep me in these circumstances, which are constantly creatively managed. Okay? In other words, if I went to go rent an apartment right now, they'd probably let me rent one and wait until I move in, and then eventually cause the eviction. That's right. That's right, because they want you to feel powerless, helpless, hopeless, and defeated about how you get screwed over and how many times you get screwed over. That's right. in order to create the victimized mindset they want you in? I don't think so. So what I do when I shake off about 5 or 10 minutes of that psychological shock, I look at what I got. And then I start having the attitude of gratitude. That's right. That's right. And another main reason why I do what I do is to be the voice of the voiceless. The targeted individuals that don't have the money to buy a tape recorder, a video camera, a cell phone, bus fare, or even food to eat. And who are probably being exploited in the worst ways your mind can conceive as a result. Now, I would be a little bit more descriptive in this particular video pertaining to how they're probably being exploited, but I want to try and be careful about what I state because I don't know how old. I'm sure some kids have probably stumbled across some of my videos by now. And so I want to kind of be careful about the nature concerning my descriptions of what I talk about. I pray every night and every morning. And the reason why I'm bringing that up, I'm not bragging about it, but I think it's okay for Christians to talk about the necessity and the proper relationship that we should be having with our Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ and the grace of the Holy Spirit. To depend on Him, because that's the reason why we were born, to have a relationship with Him. To depend on Him and to ask for guidance in reference to all of our thinking, all of our decision making, and all of our physical actions. And I know I should not be smoking. Okay? So I kind of just unwind my day by listening to my radio shows, and before I go to bed, I read a good book a little while, the Holy Bible, and then I go to sleep. Okay, and I'm not involved in any illegal or criminal activity whatsoever. I'm not a threat to myself or others, and I am not mentally ill. I am dealing with this expedition that is happening towards me the best way I know how. Exposing the truth of the matter at all times in all of my videos, okay, and making sure that I don't get provoked by the freaks they put along my path, which I'll show you before the end of this video that they are doing, because I captured one event. Well, I've captured all events that have happened to me on tape recorder, but I'm going to play you a segment of an event that transpired on a sidewalk on Thanksgiving Day, and Thanksgiving wasn't even 2 months ago. That was the silly part of that video. I realize that I haven't really acted comical in this video yet, but hey, check it out. What I decided to do, which I've basically been doing all day. In fact, I'm making this is actually not going to be a comedy video. It'll have a few comical moments, and excuse me for burping, I'm drinking some Mountain Dew. Ta-da! Actually, I think the best thing I can be doing right now is to switch from making this to be a comedy video to actually making a video to explain to you what I'm doing with my time. Because ever since I've been in San Diego, well, since November of 2011, I've been uploading videos once I learned how to do it. Hold on. And what I'm doing right now is where I'm living at. I've been living at for 15 months. But I'm preparing to move. I've been preparing to move actually since September. But since current events, a social services review, and current events and shopping, okay, migraines, dealing with those, and sometimes those can last 5 days. God, you wouldn't believe the migraines I get. Let's see what else. Between current events, shopping, including grocery shopping, which I got to do almost every other day or every 2 days. Making water runs to get water, making sure I got water on a daily basis. Going to stores, making up the hiking kits that I'm going to be making up. Because so basically what I'm trying to explain to you is the reason why I haven't moved yet is because this is what I'm doing pertaining to moving, and then you'll understand why I made the decision to move in September. But the reason why I haven't moved yet is because of current events and all the everyday errands that I have to make, and exposing current events online, which I've had to do in order to be able to keep current events exposed as they come about online. All these things are physical distractions that physically take me from being attentive to preparing to move. So what I do, but I have been preparing to move. I have been doing things on weekends and 1 or 2 days out of the week. On top of also, it can take me 3 days to get my laundry done. I got to prepare to get it done, bag it up, then I got to put it in a duffel bag. By the time that's done, the whole day's gone. Then the next day, I spend the whole day going to do the laundry, and then the next morning, I got to bag it up in order to be able to hide it, okay, out of sight. that's a whole morning and afternoon right there. And so by the time I get up and leave for the day, that gives me a couple hours to maybe get on the internet or go to the store to get something to eat. I come back and it's already dark. So that's 3 days just in laundry. Okay, and I do laundry at least once a month. So that's 3 days out of the month. And then you add on a migraine, that's 5 days. When I get a migraine, I don't go nowhere. I'm literally that debilitated. And we're going to see if they ever come to any of my hiking areas and attempt to tell me to move, including at this one, when I got a migraine. And they know when I got one because I'm not out and about in the community. Every time I leave this area to go anywhere, I'm gang stalked and harassed through clever means. And the only way that they can set up these people along all my routes to gang stalk me and harass me is that they got to know where I'm at. So if I'm not out and about in the community, they're not setting up anybody around me, which means they know that I'm at home. And if I'm at home for more than 2 or 3 days, they're probably deducing that I got a migraine. Because they've seen, I literally talked to pharmacists while people have standing around me and gaslighting me with gang stalking sensitization methods as I'm inquiring about migraine medicine. Okay, so they know I get migraines. I've also talked about them in my videos. Anyways, what I decided to do as a result of what happened in September, and I will expose what happened in September once I completely move from here. And where do you hear that? Oh boy. What I decided to do as a result of what happened in September, I decided to, because I made a mistake when I came here. I have been here for 15 months and I bought a lot of clothes for the summer and for the winter. I bought backup hiking kits, backup camping gear, and plus also odds and ends and miscellaneous. Like a huge, big, gigantic stack of paperwork that I printed out from several libraries over the entire last 15 months. Okay? And, let me feed my squirrel real fast. And so, I got a lot of stuff I gotta move. I gotta move my summer clothes, my winter clothes, miscellaneous stuff, which is a lot, food, and camping gear. Okay, that's a lot of stuff to move. If you can picture everything you have in your apartment outside of your furniture and your dishes, take a look at how long that would take you to move while moving your stuff on a bicycle. You can only carry so much on a bike. Okay? Now, so what I'm doing, you know what I'm doing right now? I'm watching 2 squirrels eat a big gigantic piece of bread. It is so cute. They keep me company. So what I decided to do as a result of what happened in September, I decided to move from this area and set up 3 to 4 separate hiking areas and then transfer some of my property to each one. But what I also had to do at each one, on top of making up identical kits for each one, I also have to make sure that the areas that I go to, okay, have places at those areas set up to where I can hide the property completely out of sight. And if you knew the technique that I was using, you would definitely know that that takes time. Okay, I can't expose it because I know. See, the reason why I can't expose just that section of the time that is spent doing that one thing for that purpose, I can't expose what I'm doing. Because I already know for a fact that cyber surveillance is a method of gang stalking. That's right. That's right, baby case. So, even though I already know they know how I'm hiding my property, I still don't want it outwardly known that I told anybody. That way, when they ever steal it, I can say there's no way that anybody else could have stole it, because there's no way they could have known where it was at. Just trust me on this. They pulled something last June that told me right to my face they know where my property's hidden at this one. Okay. Now, this is what what I'm going to be doing is I'm setting up 3 to 4 separate hiking areas, and then I'm going to leave a portion of my properties, like the clothes I needed to wear every day, pertaining to the weather and the season, a certain amount of camping gear at each one, a certain amount of health and beauty things that I need, you know, whatever, deodorant, backup things. Camping gear is going to be split up to where enough camping gear is at each one, so I can use it when I need it. And so when you just look at the amount of time it took for me to find these hiding spots, and I still have at least 1 to 1.5, maybe even close to 2 that haven't even been found yet. Now, when you look at all of these preparations that I've had to do just to prepare to start moving, on top of keeping up on current events in reference to the episodes and events that the gang stalking is directly bringing in my path, and then the over harassment that they're bringing in my path, exposing it, keeping myself safe from it, okay, and doing my internet work, and also investigating lawyers, writing letters to lawyers and law firms, and human rights activist groups, civil rights activist groups, and women's rights activist groups. So trust me, my time is spent, practically every single moment of my day is spent taking care of myself, taking care of my needs, making healthy choices, staying safe, okay, and not letting these freaks that they're using suck me into any events that could result in any bad thing happen to me as a result of the event transpiring. Case in point, I want you to listen to this. This is a segment of a transferred audio file from a tape recorder pertaining to an event that occurred on Thanksgiving Day on a sidewalk, not too far away from a specific number-coded HA location. Once I move from this area, I will be exposing what all that means. And then when I do, you will understand why I did it, if you're paying attention to my videos on a regular basis. Now, this event occurred on a sidewalk. One of the individuals that played a role in this event, okay, is directly connected to that number-coded HA location. Now, when we look at, and this, one of the individuals, that individual I'm talking about, has played a role in harassing me on anywhere between 8 and 11 separate occasions, along with his friends. That's right. And you better believe that they'll use one person one day, okay, that they know, like in reference to how they know each other. They'll use one person one day and then another person another day. That's right. So I want you to listen to how these guys are harassing me and threatening me, and how they're saying gang stalking as they're doing it. They say gang stalk together, then one says gang stalking, then that same one says gang of stalking, I'm going to F you up. You be the judge. Gang of stalking, I'll F you up. That's right, baby case. That occurred on November 28, 2013 in La Jolla on a sidewalk right up the street from UCSD. This video file that you're about ready to hear occurred on a Yucca Valley bus in Yucca Valley, California, okay, on December 11, 2012. Yucca Valley is 167 miles away from La Jolla. One full year and about a week or two before this Thanksgiving event occurred, do you hear men on this bus route landers in Yucca Valley, say gang stalk more than once, and then do you hear a girl say gang stalking?
Well, look at that car right there. It's so cute. To the left, it just turned. Those little French cars. Right now?
Your first child? Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully my only child.
I'll take the whole thing. The first one.
She never cried.
I'm going to go hang it up in my,
She's already talking.
I'm going to take my...
Now, I'm in San Diego, California, and getting around me and repeating gang stalking everywhere I go is their way to remind me that I'm a victim of this crime by getting around me and repeating the name of it everywhere I go. Everywhere I go. And I have over 800 separate audio files to prove it. And they not only say that word around me to remind me about it, but they say it in specific ways with other words, like gang stalk, gang stalker, gang stalk, gang stalker, gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalk, we're crazy, gang stalk, in that way. And then on other occasions, what they'll do is pretend like they're having a conversation with each other, or on their cell phone, and as they're talking, they'll put the word gang stalk and or oh my god within the conversations they're having. That's right, baby cakes. And their whole goal is to deny it, call the target crazy concerning it, and then get away with the whole goal is to convey the message to you that you are being gang stalked by getting around you everywhere you go and repeating the name of the crime. And that in turn does make you feel stalked, because they gotta know where you're at and who you are to do it. And 800 audio files do not lie of it happening every single day, everywhere I go, non-stop, for the whole time duration of while I was at each place, every day. That's no accident, baby cakes. Now, the morning of the Thanksgiving event that just transpired a couple months ago, I predicted that morning before I left this area in a video file. I made a video file, and in that video file I showed a picture of my cell phone, which showed the date and the time. I then stated, let's see if anybody around me for that day says gang stalk around me anywhere I go. I then leave here, go to a movie theater, do a little bit of shopping. I did a little shopping, then I went to the movies, and then I got on my bike to come back here, and guess what? Guess what happened? What you just heard is what happened. So, I'm in San Diego, California, and my name is Leslie Williams. Now, these little filthy sewer rats that are managing this expedition towards me, I already know they're in the system, because when I went down to the Hall of Justice on numerous occasions, I was literally subjected to the same methodology by city employees as they were working behind the counter in the room that I went to inside the Hall of Justice. That's right. Which tells me there's a power position in play. So anyways, I'm making this particular video today to just keep you updated concerning the factual realities of just one of the methodologies that are happening towards me everywhere I go on a daily basis. Harassed, bothered, stalked, assaulted, threatened to be assaulted, having every single one of my civil rights violated and kept violated on a daily basis. On a daily basis everywhere I go. And the created homelessness of me is kept constant. If I went to a motel room and rented a motel, they would gain access to the motel room next to me to engage in noise campaigns to keep me up all night. Because these are the methodologies of gang stalking. Go to Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking in motel rooms. Now, if you went to YouTube and then type in listen to a stranger, you'll be able to see an individual standing outside of a market waving a badge and telling lies to the people that are going into the market to shop about a woman who's already in the market, in order to get the people that are going into the market to do specific things for him based on the badge and the theme of the lie that he's telling them about the woman who's in the market in order to get them to do things for him towards the woman. Well, this is how, in part, the organized gang stalking can get motel managers to have them gain access to motel rooms that's right next to the motel room that the target rents. That's how they're able to gain access into fellow tenants' apartments that are above, below, or next to a target's apartment in an apartment complex. That's right. And that's not including not just the people that are running around with the fake badges. That's not including the syndicated cops and detectives that are involved in these schemes. So, my name is Leslie Williams, and I made this video today to inform, to expose the truth. Yucca Valley is 167 miles away from La Jolla. And it happened in calendar dates a year apart. So how many audio files do I got between that year of it being said around me constantly every single place I went, every single day between that year, between December 11, 2012 and November 28, 2013. How many audio files do I have showing these words being said around me in the specific ways that I've already aforementioned described everywhere I go, every single day, non-stop? You really think that's an accident? Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think that tape recorders and cell phones can be delusional. I don't think that a tape recorder can have paranoid schizophrenia. But these are the kind of mental labels that they attempt to put on targeted individuals when the targeted individual complains about what's factually happening to them to a cop. A syndicated one will say, "That sounds crazy, are you delusional?" I pull out my tape recorder to try and show them that it's happening, and then all of a sudden they get a call on the radio. They gotta go. Oh, isn't that convenient? I'm in San Diego, California. My name is S.C. Williams. So, I decided to make this video today just to let you know that this is the 4th hiking area I've been gang stalked to. And when I finally get up and have done what I needed to do in order to prepare the places that I'm going to be moving to, once those places are prepared, property will be moved to them, and then I will be getting up and physically leaving this location. And I'll be making video files, which I've already made 2, and they both are going to be uploaded either tomorrow, probably Thursday, okay, of this week. Today's date is January 14th, so they'll probably be uploaded on the 16th at UCSD. Let's see if any event transpires in there before they can be uploaded, or after they're uploaded, in reference to an event or a complaint transpiring against me, about me, in order to make it appear that library security and or their campus safety has a legitimate reason to ban me. Go to Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking in universities. Then public libraries. And you know, and I guess you could probably also, if you felt inclined, to Google organized stalking or gang stalking and library security. Campus safety. Could they possibly be involved in gang stalking? It's just a question. That's all it is a question. Now, if cyber surveillance is a method of gang stalking, and I'm exposing gang stalking at a university that is happening towards an innocent person, a woman, at university, and if gang stalking is directly connected to human trafficking, baby cakes, I don't know about you, but look what Penn State went through in covering Jerry Sandusky's butt for a decade, all to preserve the university's image. Do you understand what I'm telling you? That's right, baby cakes. You would not believe what I know. Anyway, so I apologize that this does not turn out to be a comedy video. I really wanted it to be one because I'm so sick of talking about this subject matter. But since I am now finally preparing to move, I'm literally, like yesterday and today, I literally spent the day going over to the area that I'm going to be initially using to hide property. Because what I'm going to be doing is not, see how I got this tent set up right here? And I got my clothes and all my belongings hidden at this area. What I'm going to be doing in my other hiking areas is I'm going to be hiding the clothes and all the property out of sight at those areas and then pitching the tent completely away from that area. That's right. And I'm going to be setting a proportional amount of property at each one. That way, when they bring about their schemes to make it appear they got a legitimate, normal appearing reason to evict me from them, I won't have to move everything I own to the next place, and then the same thing will happen again there. Got to move everything I own then, again to another place. Do you see the logic? They're trying to wear me out and wear me down by causing me to physically move from place to place to place to place. On top of the financial cost it costs. You wouldn't believe the money it cost me just to have enough items like sleeping bags and scarves and hats and mittens and gloves to be hidden at each one. So I won't have to constantly be carrying stuff with me every time they create an event or a normal appearing excuse to know that I'm there so they can come to evict me from there. These are the methodologies of gang stalking. That's right. And if they do, what I do is predict what they're going to do and how they're going to do it and where they're going to do it at before I even move there. So when it occurs, it'll show the methods and schemes they're using, because think about this. I got a huge amount of evidence that is huge in its size and undisputable in its physical integrity. Literally black and white. Literally no margin of error. In other words, there is no room at all, period, for reasonable doubt. At all. Period. Not even a smidgen of room for the reasonable doubt. That is how good the proof is. Okay? So if I keep predicting what they're going to do next and then they're stupid enough to do it, and I catch it on video and audio, understand, I superimpose that current evidence and fold it onto the lap of the previous evidence, and when I finally find an uncorrupted lawyer or an uncorrupted judge, well, and a uncorrupted judge, good luck. because I'm going to sue the shit out of the San Diego police. You better believe I will. Anyways, I'm in San Diego, California, and if I do happen to win, guess what I'm going to do with the money? I'm going to do with the money, buy an RV. Not like a real big expensive one, just buy an RV so I don't have to live in a tent no more. Okay? And all depending on the amount of money I win, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give the rest back to taxpayers. Because it was the taxpayers' money that would have awarded me the award. You know, the lawsuit, the money from the lawsuit. Because it will be the city that's got to pay me. Why should the taxpayers' dollars have to go towards paying me for something the San Diego police didn't do and did do? Why should that money come out of their pocket from their property taxes to pay me because I'm a victim of their crimes? Why? What I'll do is take a good portion of it and give it back to the community. That's right. That's right. You better believe I will. Because it's the right thing to do. That's right. That's right. I haven't figured out yet what I might do if I am lucky enough, because see, what's going on here is it's organized crime in the system. It's a syndicate, which means they got syndicated judges. So I highly doubt that I'll ever win any lawsuit. Of course not. They'll pipeline my case before a syndicated judge and he'll throw it out like that. You better believe it will. Because it's happened to every other targeted individual. But if I get lucky enough to win, you know what I'm going to do? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Even after every single thing the San Diego police did to me, I'm going to do my research. And if I feel comfortable enough to where I believe that I can identify one San Diego cop that's not part of the syndicate, I'll buy him a bulletproof vest. That's right. That's right. But as far as the rest of them go, well, I think they know how I feel about them. Anyways, alright, I just gotta get. I got stuff to do. In an hour it's gonna be dark out. I literally got stuff to do. And listen, check this out. They're targeting veterans like you would not believe. Do you have any idea how much that pisses me off? Single women, single mothers, people on disability, the elderly. They're targeting anybody and everybody to take their property, to exploit their insurance, to call up their finances, to identity theft. That's right, and to put them in a syndicated-run organized crime group home to file for federal and state benefits in their name. Because once they get the syndicated probate control, they can file for anything in their name, and then continue to exploit them in these homes. You do not believe what they're doing to the elderly. And they're doing the same damn thing to veterans, which burns my ass to the point to where I can't even describe it. I literally cannot describe it. It pisses me off like you would not believe. Alright, I got stuff to do. I appreciate you hearing me rant on, but I think these statements need to be known, you know. And if any uncorrupted San Diego police officer is watching this video on any date, I want you to know I don't hate the San Diego police in general. I only hate the ones that have been involved in gang stalking of me. That's right. If you can imagine anybody participating in a campaign that has had you tortured, possibly sexually assaulted, sexually exploited, grand larceny has happened to me on a scale that is almost unmeasurable. The homelessness that I've been living in. You know Jeremy Henwood, that officer that got killed in, I think it was August of 2011? I wasn't even out here a few days, and I know you're going to think this is weird, but something told me he was a good cop. I went to his funeral. That's right. Because I believe in standing up for the good cops and telling the bad cops to go straight to hell. That's right, baby cakes. Anybody that's involved in organized gang stalking goes straight to hell. I gotta start my day, and I appreciate you listening to my rant. And today's date is January 14th, 2014, and the only thing I'm trying to do is just survive this campaign, expose the criminals and the places that it's involved in it, and stay safe concerning it. Any other fellow targeted individual that is watching this video, I want you to know I love you. Please stay safe and never ever let them make you think you're any less of a person than you are, because you are precious. I gotta go. I appreciate you listening, and have a great day.